Now, Tino Bere is a lawyer and human rights activist in Zimbabwe. He joins us via Skype from Mutare, Zimbabwe. Mr. Bere, thank you very much for joining us. Now, let's get straight into it. Mnangagwa has emphasized that the elections will go ahead as planned and that his job is to serve all Zimbabweans regardless of color, religion, ethnicity or creed. Now, do ordinary Zimbabweans, especially those in the opposition, feel welcomed in this new dispensation?
I think there's yes and no. Some of the signals were giving them confidence that they might be welcome, and some of the statements shown by some of the officials worried them that they will be excluded. But if you look at the speech that we gave today, it was
It seems like we're struggling with our sound there. We'll definitely try and get back to Mr. Tino Bere, who is live in Zimbabwe. We'll have more news for you after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Well, today we discuss the general practitioner or GP.
So the quality of the doctors coming through our medical schools is excellent.
Your GP is your family doctor. Your GP is your first point of care.
Who determines how much a consultation fee should be?
We set up networks of general practitioners, and one of the conditions of the network was to agree to charge a certain fee.
Specialists are specialists. We can't take away their role. We can't take away what they do for each patient in their disease entity.
Our specialist colleagues as well don't appreciate patients coming straight off the street, as it were, to see them. They're highly trained.
For health tips that will help you to adopt healthy living, catch Health Talk every Saturday from 9 to 10.
Phones, cloud systems and robots have taken over a lot of what used to be done manually.
Our accounting system is actually based on the cloud.
Google nowadays can tell you where you parked your car.
And Africa's entrepreneurs are using technology to create.
With Pocket Masipala, you can basically do all the services that you would do at the municipality physically by going there, but you can now do them on a mobile app.
Join me, Phumelele Zondi, on Sundays at 9 p.m. on SABC News.
News, business, sports and weather from local and around the globe here on News Today.
it was important for me to nip all of these issues in the bud as they appear, so that we can give the assurance to the holders of pensions.
South Africa has more than 24,000 plant species which can be used to generate income for her citizens.
People believe that we as Africans have very little to offer the world in terms of science and technology.
The 24-year-old was the last rider to report after a break of more than 180 kilometers in Sunday's men's elite race at the World Road Championships in Bergen, Denmark. Smit is also the African Road Race Champion, the South African Race Champion and the South African Time Trial Champion.
Tune in to News Today every Monday to Friday from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
Phones, cloud systems and robots have taken over a lot of what used to be done manually.
Our accounting system is actually based on the cloud.
Google nowadays can tell you where you parked your car.
And Africa's entrepreneurs are using technology to create.
With Pocket Masipala, you can basically do all the services that you would do at the municipality physically by going there, but you can now do them on a mobile app.
Join me, Phumelele Zondi, on Sundays at 9 p.m. on SABC News.
Welcome back to Your World. We're still joined by Tino Bere, who is a lawyer and human rights activist, and he's joining us via Skype from Zimbabwe. Mr. Bere, thank you very much for joining us again. We've sorted out our sound issues. I just want to go back to what I had asked you earlier on, saying, do ordinary Zimbabweans, especially those in the opposition, feel welcomed by this new dispensation?
The general mood is that of believing and giving the new head of state a chance. Those in the opposition may have been confused by the different signals coming from some in the ruling party, but the message today was consistent in it embracing all the people and certainly dealing with regret about past poor political conduct.
Now, Mr. Mbere, in terms of the excitement that we've seen over the days, I mean, initially when Mugabe resigned, there was a lot of excitement all over as well as celebration. What happens after? Has the reality of what has happened settled in?
The excitement is still there, and even some of the skeptics are waiting to see how the government will be shaped, the cabinet, and to see the performance in the next few months. So I think the positive mood will be with us for a little while longer until maybe something goes wrong or disappointment sets in.
I want us to go back to Mnangagwa's address. Do you think he addressed all Zimbabweans without prejudice?
I think he did. His speech was broad enough to cover everyone, and he picked all the key points, avoided going into too much detail as would fear controversy. So he has whetted the appetite. I think people will be waiting to see what in each of the areas he identified he's going to do.
Now, speaking of what he's promised to do, part of that was that his administration would come down hard on corruption. Can he be trusted to deliver on this, or is it too early to tell?
For all the criticism he has suffered, he has tended to be given credit for being tough in terms of supervision. So I think if he says something will be done, it is likely to be done.
Now, on human rights, we know that several people were apprehended when the whole Zimbabwe rebirth military intervention erupted. Do we know where they are and if they are being treated fairly?
I think if there's been a great concern, it has been the lack of transparency in respect of any arrest and any intended prosecution. There's just rumors. Nobody really knows exactly what has been happening.
Let's look at Zimbabwe in this new phase. I mean, something that we can't ignore is the economic situation that the country currently faces. What can we expect to see going forward in terms of getting back foreign direct investment, for example, as well as just, confidence from the rest of the world as well?
Some of the things we spoke about them, I think the issue of elections, the issue of hate politics, the issue of past wrongs, recognition of that. But some of the things were not spoken about at all. The issue of repressive laws and the general environment. If he does not address the governance environment, it will be difficult to get the confidence of the world. But right now, there is serious goodwill from across the world, and we can ride on that by making the correct decisions, the correct reforms, to build the correct environment.
Now, just finally, Mr. Berem, a good way to wrap up would be to look at what Zimbabweans need to focus on at this point in time, just beyond looking at government.
I think beyond looking at government, the Zimbabweans themselves need to have the same confidence as their government to begin to work and invest in this one environment. Most of us stopped investing because we had lost confidence. So we can't expect the world to come back to invest in our country when we are putting our monies under the pillows because we have no confidence.
Mr. Bere, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us on SABC News. That was Tino Bere, a lawyer and human rights activist in Zimbabwe. He joined us via Skype from Mutare.